chance for the final series of the day. Fellas, take it away.
Thank you very much, Des. Good to see that bias flowing all over the place. We appreciate it. But it's going to be a fun one. Chance whatever way we look at it. I mean, look, points are on the line. Good teams in form, in the form of Boston. What are we going to see out of the LA Thieves? Woo! Strap yourselves in, kids. We are about to find out. To GoVootoo we go.
I mean, you know, pick your poison with whatever storyline you want to rock with, like the LA Thieves online versus LAN performances. Just the fact that all of these teams incredibly tight in the CDL point standings, and obviously, well, now that Minnesota Røkkr got their win, there's that extra 10 points of separation between them and Thieves. So I think right now LA looking to respond in kind, but the only story, well, not the only one, but the one I'm actually focused on, at least for the GoVootoos, I think the Vivid trade is like the most interesting roster decision we have had this year. And I want to see how he performs, because all year long on this map, Vivid has had a 0.81 when he's playing with Florida. Yesterday dropped a 1.26 versus OpTic. So we got Vivid in a new system. I want to see how he does.
See how he rolls. So far, it is not good. He's been taken clean care of there by the rest of the guys of the LA Thieves. Good work out of Kenny right off the rip. Your boy's in the kill feed. Now he's up in your grill and your spawns. Nice stuff either way out of both sides. LA Thieves opening time going their way. Extremely aggressive on this side of the map. We'll see how the spawns go. Good job there, number 8, doing your thing. Spawn on the right-hand side. We'll see how long they can keep this going. But so far, a bit of fun time now out of the LA Thieves.
Oh, hey, this just turned into like one of the most aggressive P1 setups that, I mean, maybe we've seen this year. Thieves truly just going and sitting inside of their spawn, and all that pressure results in, well, Octane's going to be on a 4 spree, and I go over towards P2, where, funnily enough, LA Thieves actually the best P2 GoVootoo team in the game. Not the best start, though, as Boston looking to bounce back. Nice little amount of control, and funnily enough, actually gunfights tucked away in their spawn. You see LA Thieves constantly trying to put that pressure on.
Yeah, kind of keep pressure on, try not to let up on those spawns on the right-hand side. So it's a delicate balance between both teams right now. TJ, though, having a 3 spree. He's having a good time here on GoVootoo. Right off the rip, pulling this one back slowly but surely. Can't quite get into the back lines there of the LA Thieves. Watertight defense in that regard. They're keeping it all good. Now, can they get their way towards the point? Got to worry about Vivid as well, though. He's the man on the top side of the map. He gets himself another one. A 3 spree and potentially spawns for the squad.
And the break is still not in, right? LA Thieves on P2. We talked about their ordinary success. Now they're getting bullied, and now they are running the risk of, well, losing spawns going to this hill as Vivid's on a 4. You talk about one of the most important gunfights on the map. Vivid's got the next couple in front of him, but maybe a little bit unfortunate. He gets forced to back down, but got some reinforcements. There's number 5. Drazah getting tagged from his teammates, but it's not enough. Drazah stays alive, and LA Thieves, there's still hope.
Oh, so they need to get in there at the right time just to get themselves into a position to fight for that point. Here it comes, though. Next hard point up and about, number 3. Drazah's got himself the first opening seconds now. Top ring control in the hands of Octane. The rest of the side of the map's going to be all sweet and sound for the members of the LA Thieves. Keeping things together, nice. And again, just pushing. That's going to be the game plan right now for Boston. Trying to get that break from up top. It's going to be an Octane trying to stay alive. 3 spree, 10 and 3 overall. Can he get any more? No, it's Kenny. God damn it. That's the kill coming through, but that's going to be an opening now for Boston to work with.
And the gunfight on the hill. Well, Drazah finesses long enough to get a little bit of help from Envoy. So Thieves still alive, still stable on this hill. And hey, even Stunt's going to do enough to get a kill to help take him down. But Boston are fighting for this, right? Yeah, 3 players pushing up through the ring side of the map. Drazah as cracked out as you could ever need him to be, but can't win the second. And honestly, for the final 15 seconds, this is still decent time for either team to get. And Vivid, we talked about his stats. 0.81 when he's playing with Florida. Right now, 10 and 5. Double positive, he'll take it. In Boston, well, they take the rotation as well.
Yeah, rotation's all good. Nero, the man of your screen, finding that time. 3 and 10 for him so far. Not the best looks out of the young demon, but we'll see if he can turn things around. TJ and Methodz kicking off the kills. Here comes it now, and Methodz once again finding that sweet one. Drazah on the back line. He managed to sneak through. It's going to be enough to cause enough discord in the ranks of Boston to flip the point, and it might be enough. Here we go. Boston trapped from the backhand side. Here comes the trap. Kenny's there. Nice shots into the teeniest little recesses now of GoVootoo as he's going to shots are on as Kenny is frying. That was a 4 spree before being brought down. We are over 100 points now for the Thieves.
And that is one of the worst feelings in the world when you're walking out of spawn and already getting shot from Kenny, who's basically deeper in your spawn than you are. But it looks like with a couple nades and a couple gunfights going through, Boston do stabilize and at least get the final 20 seconds. So certainly a decent chunk of time that they're able to get. But if you're looking at the map coverage right now, LA Thieves, they have it locked down across the board. Pressure and ring, pressure up towards Cliff, and well, whoever comes off spawn should be quick on that rotation.
Oh my goodness, number 2. Methodz has just spawned in paradise. Maybe it'll catch one out here. That's a big one. He's going to be able to stay alive on this side of the map now. What an interesting situation to find yourselves in right now for the LA Thieves. You thought you were all good, but you ain't, son. Kenny with a kill. Makes it safe for now. Still, here comes the push. Still one member up. Now 4, all spawn on the right-hand side of the minimap. That's going to be Boston Breach. Let's see how this one goes down.
I mean, dude, how many times is LA Thieves, even right from P1, they are playing as aggressive as possible on the map, but you run the risk, especially in this game, to flip those spawns. So Boston right here, I mean, that is a couple mistakes right there that LA Thieves end up letting slip through. Yes, they still have a lead, but Boston the opportunity at least now to try and fight back just a little bit. Drazah, though, sliding the hill, ready for the chow, and well, these final 20 seconds, I mean, honestly, still a dogfight. Boston, though, they get wiped off the board. Nero trying to make the late play. The final 1v1 just to decide this scrap time, and Drazah wins it as his teammates are now winning that rotation.
Yeah, rotation's already over towards the ring, and that's going to be a big hit now from Kenny. Nice shots here, and that's the one in the back line. Gets the second, 18-9 overall. Kenny having a good time. Ever since his rebirth at the last major, we finally saw Kenny spring to life here in Vanguard, and it's about bloody time. Good kills going their way now, though. The ring is in the hands now of Boston Breach as the second set of hard points is upon us. Drazah still trying to keep the play alive, waiting for those reinforcements, but it's your boy Vivid, low beach side, finding them kills.
And keep in mind the side that LA Thieves end up pushing out ends up giving them the spawns that they do not want long term. So, I mean, you get Kenny picking up double kills and you still lose the break over towards P1. But hey, if Kenny off spawn will just go and pick up another double kill, maybe all is well that ends well. As LA Thieves, I mean, almost consistently putting themselves in a tough spot and instantly bouncing back and delivering. And again, you know, I've said this, a few times now, final 20 seconds. It looks like Thieves poised up the fight for it. Nero, though, wants to strip it from their hands and maybe is successful. Him and TJ with a bit of a dogfight around ring. They will be able to get that final bit of time. In the meantime, though, Kenny trying to flip spawns. Not successful, but LA Thieves get to P2 first.
P2's up, LA Thieves in there first. Let's go for a quick listening with Boston Breach and hear how they break it.
Yep, shot mid. No, one's top left. One's top left boat. Top left, we Kenny, and he's our side.
Top left boat,
There's
two top boats.
Our side down,
On top of the stairs.
No, one shot our side down. They're gonna be close to us, So I'm ending over time.
Everyone need time here, guys.
It's triple?
They're gonna be in house,
Yeah, but I need time. Right now. Yeah, triple top boat. Triple shot. Triple draw.
Ring tank, one shot, trip this.
Top one hill. He's on top left stairs. Octane's top left stairs.
He's top left.
Top left. Top left, one shot. I'm one shot.
Guys, try to dig him off.
P4. Get off time. I got one time.
Please go right. I need a time.
Our ring tank.
Done first.
I'm wrapping right. Envoy, our steps. Our steps. Our steps weak. Envoy.
He's hitting on the road.
Nice. He's already on you.
Yeah, it's big time middle.
Nice. Where's Envoy? Envoy's old. Let's go. I'm push up right.
Close that weak. Close up.
Yeah, I got time.
One shot.
All good. All good. Full 60 this next, guys.
I need to cross.
I'm wrapping right here.
Okay, I'm on your time. I'm in right now. There's two oil. There's two oil.
My, LA Thieves, they are having their way with Boston Breach here on Gavutu, Jones.
Yeah, dude, Octane is always playing the most annoying spots. Like, they're having to call out, no, he's not on top of the boat, on top of the steps, on top of the boat. Dude's over here using palm trees, and both him and Kenny with the ARs in hand. I mean, having themselves a feast of a time. Still in a situation, though, it is Gavutu. You can have wild swings, and right now, if LA Thieves end up flipping these spawns the wrong way, I mean, it's not looking likely, but it could cost them. But right now, they're fighting for that contest. Couple players inside the hill, and Kenny, well, he wins one gunfight, not enough to take them all down, and Boston able to collect a decent chunk of time. Admittedly, a long way to go on this rotation.
This ain't over yet, though. Drazah from top ring, trying to keep them pinned down. The final few seconds going to tick on out over here at P3. Good work again from the Thieves, maintaining that mid-map control. Far left-hand side of the mini-map now is where we're going for the next hard point. It's going to be a tough one, a crossover for now for the Boston boys, and no one from Boston is even getting close. They're getting dropped all over the shop, keeping that spawns to the right-hand side, but no one quite there from the Thieves just yet. Finally, Kenny's going to get on that point, start soaking up with the radar station, and here we go. This could be it.
In LA Thieves, if it just consistently had the most aggro in your face, you're going to have miserable gunfights all along your way up towards the hill, and maybe if the gunfights aren't feeling fun, try to get a couple nade kills in the mix. TJ tagged up one shot, not traded yet, and Boston in the hill for a moment for a contest. But then the trades come through, and Drazah, who's holding outskirts the entire time, locking this one down for LA Thieves, who have had an absolute blast of the game. Number one.
There we go, final 20 points for the win here to start off the series. LA Thieves looking to get it done. Drazah with a 3 spree. The snippety snaps all over the place. The time ticking in favor as well. 15 seconds remaining. As we see across the map, it will have to go. It can't be quite closed out here, but for now, a next hard point we will see. Over towards Boston. It is on you, lads, to quite literally not let a single moment get through.
And again, I mean, you know, pick your poison with the storylines. I was trying to talk about Vivid. Meanwhile, the one for LA Thieves is when Kenny fries. I mean, you talk about the X factor and key for success. Double positive for the moment, and it is only 2 more seconds that LA Thieves are looking to get. You almost expect the break to come through at any moment. There's one for Kenny. It's a couple tags in, and it's enough for the trade. LA Thieves with the pressure, now the back spawns. At some point, they will get this, Miles.
It's 2 seconds. It's a measly 2 seconds. Drazah now through the front. The next line of defense is going to be Methodz. Shots are in. Finds another one. Can anyone take care of that player of the LA Thieves up top? Kenny, as he sneaks his way forward. He's been a terror so far, and he's still alive. Methodz, though, slides into danger. Oh, dear. Points now looking a little bit closer. There's a member of the Thieves in it, and it's your boy Kenny. Trades are abound, and there we go. The LA Thieves get it done, and it is certainly smiles across their faces. Got to be feeling pretty good after that one. Kenny and Octane, massive games out of them, but the whole squad, they were firing there on Gavutu.
And that is almost like stage 1 level of like confidence and dominance from LA Thieves on that map. The old vibes that don't challenge on Gavutu. Because again, it was literally right from the opening break. They played that map as aggressively as you possibly could. And I know there was maybe 1 or 2 moments where like it almost bit them just a little bit. But I mean, in the end, they just outslayed, outperformed. And again, Kenny, 36 and 19, 4K damage. Led the lobby by a country mile. And I think Kenny, again, the true X factor for the team. If he's shooting even half as good as that, LA Thieves are going to have a good time. And if he's putting up just bombs like that, they're simply not going to lose.
It's been a while since Kenny looked that good. And hey, man, after the major, your boy's frying. So great stuff there again at the LA Thieves to start this series off right. Their campaign continues towards champs, of course. They are sitting on the edge of the bubble, 8th place right now in the standings, 120 points. Be 130 after this win, but we'll see how that one goes. Great stuff indeed. But chance on the other side for Boston, I mean, a little lackluster at times. I think Nero had a particularly slow map, and it can happen at times. But as far as I'm concerned, I mean, the listening didn't sound terrible. We'll see if they can make the bounce back and search and destroy, and of course they've got control after that, but not a bad start either way for both teams.
I think Boston just like, you know, not able to capitalize off the few good moments that they were able to have. There was quite a few hills where, you know, it was just a 4-man feed for LA Thieves. And you have guys like Octane jumping up on top of the steps or jumping on a palm tree and being as annoying as possible. But even that moment right there, right? That's where Methodz gets like the cheeky spawn underneath cliff behind him, gets the kill on Envoy out of the hill. But I mean, they only turned that into like 3 seconds of hill time before LA Thieves like instantly stabilized. So not any great moments for Boston towards the end, and obviously a couple slow performances don't really help them out, but it certainly be like that on Gavutu. If you're running an SMG, you're not in control of those spawns, well, double negative is not uncommon.
Not coming indeed. Wow, the end of the highlights here. As you can see, LA Thieves, it was a lot of fun, especially towards the end of the match. Tell you what, friends, they were enjoying themselves there. 251.95, the final score on Gavutu. That is done. To Berlin we go. Keep your rain gear on, friends, because it is going to be a very rainy series indeed until we get to Desert Siege Map 5, if we have to. But there we go. This is going to be an interesting one again for the Boston guys. They get a brilliant result yesterday for them. Can they continue the success? Can they bounce back? We know that you can never count them out, indeed. But the LA Thieves, I mean, for me, man, after the turnaround at the major, I think this is a squad that has had something to prove for the longest of time. They've had such high expectations for themselves, the fans as well. Is this it? Is this the crowning moment where they finally have a great, successful stage into a major where they perform well? Who knows?
I mean, it's like saying they're desperate for it might be a little bit too extreme, but pretty close to desperate, just because if not for the veteran clutch up like factor that they have had on land, I mean, their year like would have been chalked almost like last stage, but they've been able to consistently have the good performances in the clutch when they need them. And well, this entire stage is where they're going to need it the most, because again, that borderline team, we'll see how they perform, and I will continue to focus on Kenny. I think him and Vivid, the 2 players I'm looking at, because Kenny obviously phenomenal on map number 1. He's got a 0.74 KD on Berlin S&D, so certainly a player to keep in mind.
Well, we'll take a quick look at a moment of the game fuel keys to victory for the LA Thieves. But yeah, man, if not for that veteran leadership, who knows where this squad would be, mate? They really could be outside of that top 8 position indeed. Here we go, chance game for your keys to victory for the LA Thieves. There you go, baby. It's that Major 3 S&D success. 3rd in round percentage at the Major on its own. Keep grinding out the breaks on Kavutu hardpoint. 34% of the hills on Gav broken. 1st place overall. Chance safe to say they're on track with the keys to victory.
And they need to bring it together as well. The Kavutu key is already unlocked, but the search and destroy, if they can continue that level of success or potentially even improve further throughout the stage, that would be a phenomenal sign for the team, because obviously S&D over the course of the entire year hasn't exactly been their strong suit. But again, it is Kenny on Berlin, the 0.74 KD. But of course, while you look at him for one side, Vivid is an interesting player on Boston, because Boston are the #1 team on offense on this map, the 2nd best team at converting their 4v3. So you have Boston, who's been fantastic, but that's with Capsule, who's been like a top 10 S&D player in the game. On the flip side, Vivid has actually been towards the bottom. So an interesting dynamic bringing him into the team. See how it pans out on this search.
Yeah, statistically not a great look, but we'll see if it plays out IRL in game. But for now, got to be feeling great for the LA Thieves. Coach Cap, of course, watching this one from a distance. We know Shane is enjoying himself. A welcome addition to the roster, I think many fans have found. It's certainly spiced things up indeed. But here we go, straight to the Berlin. Breach will be watching them on defense first and foremost, but let's see how they perform when it comes their turn to attack.
I think you have at best 2 players that were here on the cross, so it's Vivid and I believe Methodz, the defenders of this site, and there's quite a bit of pressure on. Nades coming through to get the stun, and well, they get the information they needed.
Vivid's gonna be chilling for now. Everything's been thrown. His little legs are exposed now. The woodwork is gone, but he ain't moving. Here comes the nades. It is all landing, man. You've got empty pockets for now. There we go, finally. Kenny gets the first kill. Trades are there on a Drazah. Kenny's still alive and kicking, though. So now Methodz trying to make his way forward. Here comes the gunfight. That's a stinger, indeed. 3v3 now. Nero's managed to the flank. Oh, my God. But Kenny, head on a swivel, finds another in the round.
Yeah, that's great work by Envoy. Just passing intel to his team that someone was able to, potentially sneak through on the flank. And technically, well, yeah, I was going to say a trade comes through, but TJ left in a bad spot, and he gets cleaned up instantly. Efficient round out of the LA Thieves. And funnily enough, what reminds me, Miles, a conversation we were having earlier about, in my opinion, Toronto has some of the best nades in the game. The team that you brought up in response is LA Thieves, have had maps where their nades are on point. That's exactly what it was to win them this round. It was the utility off the rip, the stuns to figure out where Vivid was playing. And as soon as the first nade doesn't connect, he's like, oh, he's not in the middle spot, off to the right, Nan lands on his forehead. And I think really the nade's just paying off just for the information game for the Thieves.
Perfect spot to use it in as well. That A bomb site, there are so many nooks and crannies in there where you can put yourself. And Vivid throws caution to the wind, throws a stun in a Drazah. And here comes the hit. Nero's first blood's going to get put down immediately as Kenny trades out. 3v3. Once again, the battle on the A bomb site raging. Here comes Nero once again. Finds himself the second now on the round. Siege backing up, staying alive. Less than a minute to play with now, and it is still going down on the A bomb site.
Yeah, Nero and Envoy, by the way, flank buddies. This time it's Envoy that ends up getting the final 2. It was in round number 1. Nero tries to flank. Envoy sniffs him out, delivers the kill. This time Nero gets through, but that means Envoy does too and seals the deal on the round. A fun little battle that those 2 players are having. And I think something that the desk brought up is the fact that Envoy, last time these 2 teams played, completely had their number. And certainly an efficient 2 rounds coming out of the Prince.
3-0 so far here in the Search and Destroy as the LA Thieves find themselves up 2 in the rounds. Yet to drop. Envoy, we'll see what he can do. Nades are up and about. Might catch Nero. We'll see where this one lands. There it is. Singes him. Enough information passed over now, but it's a good setup at the moment for Boston Breach. 2 players towards A. One's got an eye on mid. And this is Nero, of course, watching that B-bomb site. Vivid judiciously keeping his corner now on the A side of the map as well. And for the rest of the LA Thieves, it's going to be slow and steady, as Vivid is perched quite literally on the edge there.
Oh, yeah, well, now Vivid gets spotted out. Whether it's the stuns or the nades or the shooting through the walls or the first blood from Kenny. Man advantage, and it looks like this bomb is going to get wrapped towards B. Nero, I mean, for the moment, the lone defender on the site, he hasn't read this just yet, as all 4 players for Thieves making moves over. And again, you get the bomb down, even without the man advantage, you're feeling great. They're about to get this planted with the extra men.
Fast wrap back now from Nero, though. He's got crossed up there by Octane. Beautiful work. 2v4 now. Bomb down. 40 seconds on the clock. Methodz and Vivid. I've got to eliminate that long line of the LA Thieves and now defuse the bomb. Methodz finds at least the first. Okay. Get the party started. Here we go. Chance 3v2.
And while Method's going to be taking the long route, and you got Vivid trying to hit it through the front, Methodz finds another pick. So this is a 2v4 where he's putting in work. Now you got Kenny feeling the pressure. And well, it delivers for the 1v1. Methodz versus Kenny. Methodz tagged up, and now he's got the advantage.
Here comes an A through. Methodz, this is for the ace. No, Kenny guns him down. He got a little bit anxious for that one, but I will say, man, 1 kill at a time. Boston bringing it back. And LA Thieves, you know, like we had a good setup there. We got 2 down right off the rip, and then they started peeling us. So not over yet. Never chalked, truly, but you stay alive. It's another good round. LA Thieves running the show.
And just throwing this out there, the reason Kenny won the gunfight was, again, the stuns and nades that were coming out, right? The utility just to tag Methodz up is he's forced to chow in those final moments. So even saving those stuns for the final moments of the round can be enough to get you the dub. And, well, you get some information as well. Methodz spots 2 on the cross, and he's holding it if Kenny tries to wrap back. But this might be for the call for Boston. Hey, this B site might be open. There's at best 2 players nearby.
I mean, so you've got Kenny making his way across mid-map now, and there's a small opening now. A blind spot, if you will, in the Boston defense. Here we go. The bomb being planted. Envoy's going in, baby. He's in. He's in. Pistol in hand. Finds at least the first blood. Now a second comes through from Kenny. Oh, dearie. Methodz, the top trade, has just been eviscerated. The whole team's nearly down. But Nero, the last man up. Can he make anything happen here? 30 seconds there on the defuse, and it is good night, Boston. What a round, LA Thieves.
Dude, hey, Kenny is in his bag. The play calls are on point. That is like, again, dude, similar to like the Gavutu as well. Like the most aggro way to retake that site is the play that Envoy makes. Just like run straight through the middle like lane. You're completely exposed to every single clutch spot in the back. But if you get the timing right, the guy that's playing in sight never going to make that read. And Envoy makes that play, has Kenny for the coverage. So nice one from Envoy, and I think Kenny picks up 3 in that round. Again, a 0.74 KD on Berlin S&D, right now sitting at 8-2.
If you get streaks, why not? Perfect scorecard thus far for the LA Thieves. Nero is trying to make his way on towards that B-bomb site. Knows his players are bound, but Kenny. No, that is not a crane. It is Kenny, and he's gunned you again. Vivid now waiting for the perfect time to hit the... Oh, God, there's no perfect time, and Envoy's destroyed in 40 seconds on this one. 4v2 Methodz. Oh, no, he's done. Tej, you're all alone, son. What have you got? And the answer at the moment is not a whole lot. He is in trouble. Here come the Thieves. And Kenny may finally come to a close. The spree is done, but so is the round. Ugh, Boston can't get anything going.
Dude, LA Thieves, I can tell you one thing for sure. They have no respect for Boston at all in any way, shape, or form. I mean, truly doing whatever they want, as aggressive as they want, every play call on point, and giggling the entire time. I'm kind of baffled at this point that Boston like completed a reverse sweep against OpTic. I mean, not to count them out like early on, but straight up right now, they are just getting bullied in this matchup.
Worked on. Vivid, sadly, on the donut. And this is statistically what we were worried about, that again, Capsule was such a heavy hitter when it came to the mode. Vivid, not it, but here we go, an aggressive opener. Potentially, oh dear, ruined from Envoy's first blood, but you've still got members of Boston now lining up for this one, and it looks like they've lost the nerve and the push. Oh dear, wait, Vivid gets on the board, and now a 3v3.
And 3v3 and up top third. It's always a fun spot to try to be in. Nero wins the next gunfight, and here you go, 3 versus 2. First advantage Boston have had.
We got trying to make it happen. Oh, nice works out of Nero. The shots are there. It's a 3v1. Octane, clutch up and make it a 6-0. What will happen? Tagged up by Methodz. Oh my God, Octane, he's still alive, but that's a kill from Vivid. He's on the board, and so are Boston.
Yeah. Hey, you get one, right? You know, you get a little bit of momentum. You don't drop a donut. You feel good about the round. If not, feeling pretty bad about the entire game. But we definitely should not count this team out. They can complete reverse sweeps. We've already seen, I think, 2, maybe 3 full sales this year. So I suppose you never know. But even with the final gunfight, you know, Octane just had against Methodz. It's not like Thieves are going to be playing with any fear whatsoever.
Yeah, you absolutely cannot count any team out in the map or mode or Vanguard, quite frankly. But let's find out what happens here. Drazah turned to dust. Nice fade away there from Methodz. Makes safe the site, backs on up, waiting for his boys to get involved. That's the flank wide open now. Nero's on the run. And here we go, TJ, we're clawing it back 1 round at a time, 1 kill at a time. Kenny in the 1v4.
And look at the minimap, dude. They talk about being surrounded by everybody. Spots out Nero, but it looks like Nero can see him too. And as dominant as it gets, I think almost every single player, maybe Nero was able to pick up 2 in that round, but just wins the individual gunfight. Methodz with the first blood as well. And I mean, hey, that's perfect. Round 2.
Perfect. 2 in a row now for Boston Breach. LA Thieves. They've been here before. We've had moments like this in the past. As you know, it's never over until it's over. But here we go, another good round. Boston Breach, statistically the #1 team on offense here on the map mode. Here we go. Let's see what happens.
Well, what's happening is that bomb is going straight towards this B site, and Envoy right now, the only player even watching this cross. Now, #5 Octane will be quick to help him out, but a little too late, at least to stop the bomb plant. So this would be a tried and true clean 4 versus 4. For LA Thieves, if they give it up, we'll see what the game plan is for the retake. For the moment, 2 players going to be working the flank, 6 and 7. That's Drazah and Kenny. See if they can make some action through P5.
You've got the full setup you want now for Boston Breach. We have seen many teams load the sheets up in similar situations. Here we go from Envoy. First in, Nero can't quite get 2. A lot of information passed over though. Envoy checks every corner, checks the right one, gets the kill. 2v3 now. TJ backed on up. You've got Methodz in the prime position. Atop his perch there, brought down by Drazah. Oh no, it's on Tej. Finds 1, shots are in, can't get the second. That is it. The defuse is going to come through and he won't find the kill. Envoy, Drazah, the LA Thieves, they close out the search and destroy. The perfect setup from Boston Breach, broken down 1 player at a time, and that is a 2-0 in the series.
And that is an incredibly difficult bomb site to retake that, I mean, they almost did with ease towards the end. Wasn't quite the hot 6 zone maybe they were looking for early on, but I mean, either way, basically treating Boston with a little bit of disrespect, bullying them in both maps #1 and map #2. Obviously, Boston, well, their only story so far throughout this stage has been a reverse sweep. So they've been down 0-2 before, and they've made the comeback. We'll see if they can make that little bit of magic happen again. But meanwhile, LA Thieves, the team literally on the bubble for the 8th seed, trying to get these points. And, I mean, so far, looking good.
Looking great so far. 6-2 there, of course, in the search and destroy. Quite a speedy one. Kudos again to Kenny at the 9 and 6, over 1,000 damage there dealt. And so far, this is a very decisive series. Gavutu Control, we know Control is the swing round, the sort of the moment in a series where a team can turn everything around. Typically, you know, if we're going to see a 3-1, this is where it's going to go through, but there we have it. But Leonhard point after that if we have to go the distance. But man alive, it has been a good show so far for the LA Thieves. Confident indeed. Whether it's the 10 CDL points you want or the 10K on the line here in the bounty match, the boys are looking fantastic to secure it. We will see if that does happen. But of course, friends, first, map 2's done. That means we're going to a commercial break. We'll see you after this.
The Call of Duty League is brought to you by Mountain Dew and Zenny. Armor your eyes with Blocks gaming glasses starting at $24 by visiting zenny.com/CDL.
For the rugged. Been a little too nice to y'all. Now I gotta up price on y'all. Snake eyes on dice for y'all. Shoulders on ice for y'all. A6 all the hay. I won't get involved today. Got lost in the ball and eggs. I'm flipping the bars. I'm flipping the.
Octane.
That's what we wanted. That's what I'm talking about. He don't miss.
All record deals. Tell him talk to Colin for the quote. All record eyes. Still want to act, not the ghost. For the record, I'm done trying to make y'all comfortable.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Call of Duty League. LA Thieves taking on the Boston Breach right now. LA Thieves find themselves in an extremely comfortable 2-0 lead, but everyone knows that there is nothing comfortable about a lead in Vanguard. We will find out what happens now going into our next match. Control. Chance, let's get it, baby. We go back to Gavutu.
Yeah, dangerous place, I'd say, for Boston at the moment. So we're like, it's a dice roll for them the entire year of both like Capsule when he's playing for the team and Nero of what kind of performance you were going to get. Could be a 1.3, could be a 0.6. It was very tough to like tell between the two, but where Boston are actually kind of strong, like at least halfway decent at Gavutu Hardpoint. Not so much on this one. Bottom in the league on defensive round wins on a map that is heftily favored for the defense and a 3-9 record overall. Now, I know we briefly talked in the hard point about Vivid does bring a different dynamic to the team. He has performed pretty well on Gavutu, at least in the 2 series and really just 2 maps that he has had with the squad. But I think both him and Nero really need to pick things up if you want any hope of this reverse sweep to come through.
Yeah, if anything right now, our Fast and Furious duo are as disappointing as the franchise itself. Yes, I said it. Come at me. Here we go.
Hey.
Now you're up, mate. Take it away, Chance. I'm going to have my feet up for this one after that comment.
I mean, come on. They're like, look, for what they are, great films. I'm not saying this is like Stanley Kubrick's best work, like type deal. Like, it's a different category. It's a popcorn film. Leave it alone. They're not a popcorn team. They're right now in the top 8. They're looking for a win on defense. Admittedly, not the best start, down by 4 lives. And Envoy, who has pieced them up quite a few times, starting off 3-0. Maybe looking to replicate another performance as, yeah, they are not having fun shooting back against him.
Outstanding save there, Mr. Ashworth. Boston Breach doing what they can to get back into this one, but A is all Thieves for now. You're going to see that clock up to 2 minutes in just a moment. Does anyone get close? And the answer is no. No one will get close. LA Thieves are going to steal A. They're going to fly on through. They're going to make their way towards B. But nice fan out right now from Boston Breach, as again, that clock's gone up. Plenty of lives either side. We'll see, though, if the Thieves can make their way on towards B. And right now, it is not a bad look. Kenny trying to take control of ring. 3 sprees still in hand. That's going to be the 4. And that is it. They're going to be on B.
Yeah, and there was 0 teamwork right there between Boston, right? You just let players up the steps. If you don't have ring control, you're not going to have success. And Boston not playing together, and Boston now feeling the pain. The nades at least take Envoy out of the hill. Again, if you can't take him down in a gunfight, got to use the frags to make it happen. And hey, teams like that out of TJ, ring is now yours.
Vintage Tej gets the kills, rings his now over towards the other side of the map. They're going to now try to hit the members of the LA Thieves while they're in spawns, get on that top cliff side and start applying the pressure. Here we go. Shots are in. Tej, can he get himself another sweet 2-piece? The answer is no. Vivid's there to help out though. Great work again. We've leveled up the life count now, 18 to 18. Boston Breach were bleeding out a moment ago. Now we're looking pretty good.
And Kenny trying to be the guy to break out for his team. He's able to pick up 2, but that opens up the boat side of the map, and that is not the side of the map where you'll be having a great deal of success. You're gonna have to try to retake ring at some point, and looks like they're trying to do it from Boston's side of the map again. You see Envoy creeping up the steps, but Nero ready this time, but not ready for 2. Now beach side of the map. You have Methodz posted down low, but Drazah might be looking for him. You got Kenny in the spawn against Vivid. He takes that one down, and you get chopped in your spawn. The 4-man wipe, and the stack is now in.
That could be the round. It's a 2-man stack for now. The nades land. You can at least get rid of 1. Got to get the pressure on now. Here comes some sweet nades. This is fantastic lethal and tactical use out of Boston Breach. They've managed to save the day. Kenny's spree comes to a close. 9 lives of Boston Breach remaining on the defense. You've got yourselves a bit of space, but they do manage to secure this segment at the very least. 35 on the clock. Here we go.
And Nero's sneaky as well, right? He doesn't get spotted moving up towards ring, so he might be able to be here to maybe shoot a player in the back, or maybe an important gunfight for him to win, but it is Envoy. Envoy loves this matchup. He takes him down.
We go, Teach on point. Oh, brought down as well. Onto the point where once again go. 20 seconds now on the clock. Here comes Vivid. Up close and personal, taken care of. Drazah's going to find the kills. Last lives now remaining for Boston Breach. And this should be it. Second segment gone. One final hit's all you're going to get. Nero's managed to get to ringside. So the pinch is now on. Drazah deals with it handedly. And that's LA Thieves win their offensive round.
Yeah, well, worst team in the game on defenses is Boston Breach on this map. And I'm seeing many things from the LA Thieves camp in the cams. Respect for Boston is just not one of them.
Well, I mean, look, they're having a good time, man. They're playing games at the highest level, trying to secure themselves some sweet CDL points.
I mean, dude, when I win a round on offense on Gavutu, I dance too. I understand the emotion for sure.
We've been there before. Here we go, though, over towards the A side of the map. It looks like we're going to be hitting this one quite hard for the LA Thieves on defense. Is this a very good read? I think it is. Even with the wall bangs and everything, you name it.
I was about to say, Envoy's on your screen. I'm expecting him to win the gunfights. At least DJ's there for the trades just to keep things a little bit stable and sort of the default 50-50 setup. Not like a great deal of map control is in. Only one player on point for the moment. Boston's still looking for a couple kills and a few trades coming through, but Thieves up the top boat above TJ. I don't know how ready he is for it for the moment. Him and Nero going to be looking for the gunfights. The trades come through, but TJ wins at least the first one. Now against Octane, he's waiting for the reinforcements to come through. A very slow-paced attack over towards that.
Oh, he was finessing for a moment. Good shots out of both of them, though. You still got a little bit of work done there on the A side of that final segment there. There we go. Methodz is in there. Drazah Envoy now trying to make sure B's all safe. That was a good play. Nero was trying to get up in their business to take care of them. That makes the site safe for now. A's gone. 2:05 on the clock. Great amount of lives for Boston to work with here on offense.
Just keep in mind in the background, Octane is on a 5 spree for the moment. Obviously a glad bomb in this map could be devastating, and looking for Octane maybe to get a couple of these trades or just to get cleaned up and shot in the back, but Vivid can't finish it. And well, now they know he's in the corner. Envoy's got him stunned up. The teamwork there, the utility always on point from LA.
LA Thieves keeping it all safe now on the beach side. B is good. Ring is in their control. You're going to be watching those members of Boston, 3 of them, making their way towards that sand side of the map. Only one hitting through boat now. Viv has got to find at least one on the pinch. Minute 30 to play with. You've spent a lot of time setting this play up. You better make it count. And here we go, Octane. Tactical retreat, 7 spree. Looking to make it an 8. Blades are up. Doesn't get the kill, and he's out and about, man. He's staying alive.
Yeah, and I forgot where it happened, but he must have gotten team killed at some point. That's why the 7 spree doesn't actually get him the glide. So he's probably only on a 2 or 3 for the moment. And well, Envoy, maybe the opportunity to try to make a late flank play. TJ, though, is there in time. You keep ring control, no flanks through in Boston. That was a great opportunity to set something up at B.
Here we go. Still trying to make the play happen. Less than a minute now to work with. TJ was spotted. Octane's trying to hold this one down alone. He's got himself Kenny right over his left-hand shoulder. Drazah is finding the kills in mid-map. All good now. Thieves push forward, see the kill feed light up. That's all their space to work with now. 45 seconds to go. They've got a slight life lead for now, but this is great work. They've got all the space in the world to work with.
Yeah, and the only opportunity is to get that ring control, try to set something up, but as soon as you lose all the gunfights, well, now you lose the map control, and now you will be stuck in your spawn for the final 30 seconds of this game, bar some inhumane miracle play, but that is a lot of ARs in the kill feed, all for LA Thieves. We're almost certainly going to go up 2-0, already in the series, but also in the control.
Yeah, very, very methodical defense there from the LA Thieves. Watching them approach that beach, one sort of piece of cover at a time. They never overextended. They never went too fast there. Played that real sensible, and that was a great looking round indeed. Wonderful work out of the LA Thieves, both on offense and defense now. Boston Breach, here we go, boys. This is it. Time to pull the whole series around, get at least a round on the board, try to get the momentum going, because at this moment in time, Boston are being bludgeoned here on Gavutu.
And I mean, just even for like to take advantage, let's say hypothetically Boston are able to get an offensive win. I already think they're going to end up too far behind unless they come out and just dominate on defense to get it for the round 5. So I have to imagine, you know, the odds for this one, maybe like 60-40 for Thieves going into it. As soon as that first round of offense goes their way, it jumps up to like a 95% chance to actually win the map. So great advantage, but they are back on the attack. Boston, their path to get back in this one, they need to just outright dominate them.
Here we go. Another round up. Could be the last one here if the LA Thieves got anything to do with it, and they're going to do it maybe. Let's find out how they sound in a quick listen in.
tank. Mid tank. Zenny half health. Bottom boat.
Don't play for the guy,
bro. What's bottom boat, Zenny? I gotta hold.
Bottom boat,
I'm needing. He's on point. On point.
Hold me. He's on point.
Right. I'll see deep left. Top circle. Top circle. I'm on my back.
Yeah.
Tree rock.
What's up?
Top circle. I'm trying to look under.
Go.
Absolute top circle, bro. Top left. There's two left. I'm
On point.
Balcony.
Our door.
Yeah, I get it. I got it. Top circle. Top circle.
Circles there.
Hey,
We can't really help you.
Hey,
Get it. One shot.
I'll have it. You can chop him. Okay, I'm mid bug, bro. They can be. Two right. I'm so native, bro. I'm so native.
Let's get left.
I
Went back up, Ken. Went back up.
Okay.
There it goes.
Listen, I'm the decap.
Yeah, look my P5 if you can, Sam.
Yeah, I can.
I have your mid side.
I'm absolutely TJ, bro.
There's circle
I'm living.
That was the guy.
That's too late.
There's circle south.
Maybe we can help here. I think I'm gonna make that a
I have your P5. I'll play it out right.
Yeah, I'm looking top green.
Ready.
Absolutely make
Big cut, Prestige. I can't
Absolutely.
I'm top green. No race over. He's absolutely circle tank.
They're playing a line.
Get
down. Top circle. Spawn kills. Yeah. Back on a 5. Hard play that top.
Deep cut, one shot. Crossing mid second
Deep cut, already cross. Super hard play.
Deep cut.
I get it. You can back off. Back green, one shot. Oh no. I'll get.
I'm left 30.
You want to play right? Yeah. Get circle. I'm top truck. I'm top. Just herb it up circle.
Yeah, listen, I'm low clip.
Low beach. I change.
Yeah, they can be top vote. I'm playing
I'm trying to myself. I don't see anything top over. I don't see any top circle chasing though. I'm low anything on these. I'm play for that.
Top right green. Front green boxes. Front green boxes.
Alright, he can be there. Circle stairs, bro.
He didn't shot me.
He's inner still. He didn't slide out. Did not slide out. He said me inner.
Our circle set. One shot. Our circle set. I'm laying down. I don't know where he went.
Yeah, he's still alive there. I'll get.
Yeah. Arisa's right.
We can go right.
Yeah, I'm gonna help you.
On point.
Top
circle on point. I'm challenged.
Just on low.
I'm alive out on Intel. He's just literally holding it. I can slide. Yeah. Top up. He goes slide.
On a gun.
Our circle set. He hit it 100%.
Really weak. Hit twice.
I can't. He can back up. I'm gonna.
Let's talk about a team that sounds like they are truly in control with the game plan, and they are executed. Here come the Thieves straight on the B zone.
All about their business. They are wheeling and dealing. Mechanical work so far. Methodz in the middle of getting shredded by Envoy. Funnily enough, the nade connects, but the stun heals him up instantly. Shout out Vanguard.
Yay!
So the next nade not enough to actually kill him. So Envoy goes on a 5 inside the hill, and LA Thieves in a good spot to win their next offensive round.
And one more, and it's gonna be done, baby. The segments are starting to fill up real fast. Reinforcements coming through, and Envoy, a stalwart of defense. He's holding it down, baby. Here comes the second segment. Closed out, and it's the turret over his shoulder, finding the kill. Straight to the point he goes. No streaks, no problem. You're gonna keep finding the point, staying alive. That's the mission right now for Octane. Can't quite get it done. Good work out of Boston. They have stopped the bleeding at the final possible moment, but it is not over yet. Less than 49 to work with. 5 lives, Boston breach.
Can't throw away life. Can't afford to die in this moment. Can't give up the map control. You just have to stay alive and bide your time. Nero's down low. Viv's got the spawn, and hey, there's the first engagement. Envoy 30 seconds before he can get back in the action, but Nero can't win it. He's storming on through.
TJ has got no idea how many players are maybe making their way forward. He's got so many angles to watch now alone. Here comes the hit. Octane wins a big, and Methodz over the immediate trade through. Less than, oh my word, 15 seconds on the clock, and it's all good. Oh my, Boston, they've found the kills. They're starting to bleed out. Less than 10 now to get this done. I don't think anyone's there to get the time stopped, and that is a great defensive hold. Wait, it's not over yet. Oh my god. Anyway, no way. Drazah does get there in a second, but that is that. Boston, stay alive. That got spicy. It's not over yet.
I mean, yes, it did. And again, credit to the nades that were coming through. I know the stun insta-healing Envoy didn't help him originally, but certainly the nades toward the end that take players out of the hill. We need to clutch up on defense. Now, admittedly, you still are massively down on the tick advantage. Now you have to win a round on offense, and almost certainly, I mean, I think it'd be a guarantee. They're going to have to win 2 back-to-back rounds on offense to make this happen. But at least they clutch and got one on the board. It is never chalked. There's no B hits early on. Boston, the old standard, straight towards A they go.
Let's see what they can do again. The LA Thieves coming into this one with, what, 2nd place overall in defensive wins. They're holding it down so far. Nice opening there from Envoy.
Oh, no.
A couple of kills going his way, and Drazah now getting his fists involved. Vivid finally changes the flow of the kill feed for a brief moment as Drazah straight back into it. Nero with trades, trying to buy as much space as you possibly can right now. That is the goal for Boston. Get out of your spawn. Don't let the Thieves apply the trap, because that will be the end of it.
Yeah, shout out Nero, just to get a couple kills, just to get them out of their spot. He's able to pick up 3, maybe a little bit of time, but he's able to fall. But at least you are not in the middle of getting spawn trapped. And maybe here's Methodz trying to make the 0 play over towards B by himself, and well, he's dead and gone. Drazah now the lone defender over towards site. Funnily enough, TJ tags it. I don't know if Drazah knows that he is here. wild timing and an opening for Boston. TJ's on B.
Three spree as well. Methodz got him covered. Rings now all sweet. This could be massive. Kenny, can you stay alive and win this fight against Zenny? This is a big one. Backs him up at the very least. Now, over to TJ on the 4 spree still. Here comes the big old pressure. Oh, man, he came so close to dealing with it. Octane's team kill comes through. So now you're in an awkward situation where the numbers aren't working out. The pinch is on. It could be Kenny the hero once again. No, gets ring. Doesn't manage to stay alive for too much longer. Boston's still in the play.
Oh, Call of Duty timing
Okay,
is finest
taking
Methodz,
that,
man. He was pre-aiming it, and as soon as he gives it up, Drazah appears, and well, all the B pressure is now going to fall. Drazah should get caught towards the middle of the map, or he gets spotted, and Methodz is not having a good time.
No. Drazah now cut off the reinforcements.
Oh, no.
Less than 20 seconds to go. Are you able to get out of your spawn? Are you able to get over towards one of the points? Because you better hurry up, lads. Here we go, Drazah. Oh, man. Ruthless aggression now from the Alaskan Assassin as he finds a few more. Less than 10. Who is it? It's Methodz. He's got to go towards B. There are 2 members of the Thieves there to body block it. That is it. It is game, set, match. LA Thieves. It's a 3-0. And it's money, baby. Has found enough orifice there to stuff them dollar bills into. The LA Thieves are going to be feeling fantastic about that victory. Not only $10,000 richer, but also 10 CDL points heavier. A deft 3-0 there in the end.
And we definitely know what the actual important thing is, just the fact that Minnesota Røkkr keeping that gap very close between them and LA Thieves. Well, Røkkr make a play. Thieves come out and respond instantly. And I mean, all honestly, I don't know how many 3-0s these guys have, especially through the online portions, but that's about as good as LA Thieves have looked all year long. Shades of Major 1, or Stage 1, excuse me, Stage 1.
Stage 1 before the fated, Atlanta FaZe, reverse sweep that changed everything. But there we go, pals. That was a big one. LA Thieves, victory they so sorely needed again, just in terms of where the points are at now. They have indeed changed their position. They will advance for 7th place now in the standings. They're getting that bit further away from the bubble and creeping up again on Boston. Breach their opponents, still yet to really get things going. What a wild series that was indeed, man. LA Thieves looking strong again on Gavutu. Don't challenge on Gavutu was the slogan from the start of the year, but now they can get back into the swing of things. Chance. It was a nice look again after the rebound at the major.
And funnily enough, I wanted like a very interesting dynamic that obviously until the stage is over, we're not going to know how it actually plays out. But in theory, Boston getting win against OpTic Texas is like a fantastic one towards the top like team in the game sort of thing. They're 2nd overall in the CDL points. You feel great after that. But then you lose to a team that's actually beneath you in the standings, and that's kind of worse. Like, that's the win you need more to try to keep these other teams down from making gains. So just to add to the fact of how important this is for LA Thieves, not just making strides or keeping distance from Røkkr, not just passing LAG, but covering some ground on Boston Breach as well. Because, I mean, obviously you got to make champs, but the seed still matters as well. So it's not just for the fact that you want to be in the top 8. It is a very close race. I'd say even teams towards the bottom could get as high as like 4th if you play well enough throughout this stage. So LA Thieves really setting the stone, or setting the tone for their stage.
Singing their way through that 3-0 there as we our way into 10 more points. Congratulations again to the LA Thieves. Of course, the bounty match as well, so 10K richer. Also, wild day for them. Money, money, money. They had a great day. And again, Chance, current form, man. That's one thing I'm looking at as well. The LA Thieves, I wanted to see them bounce back after the exit of the major. Great looks from them. Now they're looking fine. Desk. It's all money, baby. How we doing?
There's money in the bank, baby. You see the deal, Miles. You know what the deal is. Chance, what's up? Chance, listen, if you want $1 too, give me your PayPal, baby. But hey, shout out to LA Thieves for pulling out a big win against Boston Breach, right? Now, this was a matchup that I really didn't know what to expect, especially with what we saw from Boston yesterday. But the thing is, man, it seemed like LA caught their jets, man, and lay it on Boston, Nameless.
They just look so comfortable when they play against Boston, like legit. Like on that first map, it was reminiscent of the first time they played them, and they just 3-0 smoked them once again. When they play against Boston, everybody turns up to a whole new level. Kenny was going crazy on rotation, popping 2 and 3 pieces, pushing up mid-map, keeping them pinned back. I mean, this is an LA Thieves team that just looks way more comfortable than they did throughout stage 2, throughout the beginning of stage 3. Like, they're different now.
It's like the lobby has their name on it. By the way, Kenny, I want to see the total stats because Kenny absolutely fried. Now, we all saw Kenny's up and down performances throughout the year, right? Today, he was on one, but Ali, also on Search and Destroy. I was wondering how that was going to go. It seemed like LA, they played passive, and they were able to come up with a big win because of it.
I'll have to counterpoint to that. If anything, I think they played incredibly aggressive, and I think that actually was like probably my favorite map when it came to the series, when it came to Search and Destroy, because I was pleasantly surprised. You could see the work LA Thieves had put into the VOD review going up against specifically Boston Breach. Like, they felt like that they knew where players were and constantly capitalized on it. Like, even when we were on Methodz' point of view, like, you could see the players crossing A. Obviously, he always usually plays up there to call out for his teammates of where the pressure is on the map, and they started shooting at him. So they had that information. He knew he was going to be there. So just my hat is tipped, honestly, to the notes from the LA Thieves camp.
We have to give it to him, and also we have to give it to Drazah for the game fuel post-victory. Excuse me, Kenny with the game fuel post-victory spotlight. Let's get this man on the screen. Kenny, you fried today. Congrats. But Ali, go ahead.
Kenny did absolutely incredible. And like I said about that Search and Destroy, like that's where I feel like I've really seen the elevation when it comes to your team. And that's where you guys were really struggling at the beginning of the season. I have to know, like, the amount of work you guys have put in to really turn that around.
For our S&D, I feel like we've been just trying to figure out how to get more looks on offenses. And obviously, everybody knows, like, not losing our guaranteed situations where we're up and men. I feel like we've been practicing it a lot and then changing up certain things and making more aggressive calls and reacting pretty fast to, I guess, the enemy or opponent's offensive plays. Like whenever they're trying to plant bombs, we feel like we let teams plant the bombs too much, let them get too much map control. So anytime we were calling out people, we were kind of just like focusing on one person and kind of just reacting pretty fast on our defenses. So I think that went a long way, and I think our practice showed a lot in that match.
Kenny, you were frying in this match. I mean, we haven't seen you play like that in so long, but you were on another level. And I just want to ask, like, when you guys play against Boston, the last match you guys had, and now against this new Boston roster, you guys play so confident. Why is it so much different against this team? Do you guys just feel like there's no way in hell you're going to lose?
I wouldn't say it's that. I think Boston's a pretty good team. I think that this week, at least, our practice has been amazing. We've been playing pretty well, and I think our practice overall has been amazing this past, like, month or so. And I feel like there's certain teams that put pressure on us than others, and I feel like Boston just wasn't one of the teams, and we kind of just weren't ever felt like we were on the back foot, and we had to actually think. It was kind of just like practice was just flowing perfectly, and honestly, no offense to them, but it felt like that was another scrim.
All right, hey.
No offense, but like it just felt like our confidence was all there. And in practice, like everybody's thinking straight. There's no really like thought process. Everybody's just going with the flow and just flowing well. And I think that is what our match felt like.
All right, pop off, man. It's Kenny, I'm gonna leave the floor to you to talk to all the fans out there in LA and all around the world. You guys had a phenomenal and weird performance out there in Toronto. You had a big win today. What do you guys say to the supporters?
Appreciate everybody again for supporting us. We're finally getting into form and figuring everything out, getting more comfortable on the map as a unit. So once again, thank you everybody for supporting. Hoping we do good in these qualifiers and the last major.
Hey, I'm not biased at all, but man, this version of LA is really good. Stay this way, all right? You take it easy.
Thank you.
Oh, no problem, man. All right, so yeah, that's it for today. Yeah, just as long as yesterday, but LA Thieves were able to go crazy, and that Scump played a game where they won in control was even better.
Their control looked dominant, to be honest. Like, to get that opening offense on a map like Kavutu, which I feel like we haven't loaded into a Kavutu control in so long. So it was kind of refreshing that it wasn't just defense back and forth and back and forth. I mean, we saw Envoy doing what Envoy does once again, right? Like, he instantly is getting on the streak. He's getting behind enemy lines. Like, the pressure is just there for this LA Thieves camp. And the fact that we're able to stack this point, and again, this offensive round is really what made the difference.
Yeah, I mean, the very first round, you're able to win an offense. It takes all the pressure away from you on that map, right? You're like, okay, we're set up for success here. We have so many ticks. I mean, we won an offense. So for LA Thieves, I mean, they won a ton of big gunfights there on that map. And then we even saw a great defense there at the very end where they push up and put them in that deep spawn trap. But I also just want to say for Boston Breach, I think this might just be a matchup thing for them when they go against LA Thieves. Like, I still do think what we saw yesterday out of Boston Breach is more indicative of what we're going to see from them in the future. I just think this team gives them a ton of trouble. And we've seen them play them on Kavutu a couple times now, which is just not the right right play in my mind. You look at Boston, and they're really strong in the SMG role, in the aggression. I mean, you have TJ as your flex. He's also a very aggressive player. So going up against LA Thieves, who are strong in the AR position on Gavutu, just seems like an error to me. If they play them again, I doubt they go that route.
I completely agree. Also, all right, so let's go ahead and recap the games we had today. And one of the plays really stood out amongst the rest in my eyes, like wholeheartedly. The Game Field Tactical Play of the day was when Prolute and Dashy went crazy in, what was it, a 2v6?
It was insane. The fact that they weren't even like anywhere behind enemy lines, like this is just a normal hit to this site. The fact that Prolute finds 2 here, like you can see it. They line up the nades, right? So you know they're talking to each other. They genuinely are going to make this push. Prolute slides and gets this kill. That is the kill that opens up this round for them to take it.
Yeah, I mean, that's just communication right there. That's such a huge play for OpTic Texas. And, you know, we saw them lose this Tuscan control, and this time it was obviously way different. But, yeah, that push right there, we won't see too many clutches like that. I'll tell you that, Belly.
I mean,
it's a very tough site to take.
That's not an easy clutch to do. And the fact that Prolute was able to do that as well, I mean, this is a young man that stepped into the CDL, big shoes to fill, and to see this type of experience happen, I mean, it's a feel-good thing, right? He could walk away from moments like that and just be better overall, and hopefully that helps out OpTic Texas. But the first game of the day, all right, it was a doozy. London Royal Ravens pulled up with Gizmo and said, hey, Toronto, guess what? We're back, baby. And Ali, they handed it to him.
I think it was like a happy little upset. Like, I think most of us definitely went into that favoring Toronto Ultra with what we saw from them. But for London Royal Ravens to come out in a 3-0 fashion the way that they did, I mean, they looked incredible. Very specifically, Zero. He was on an absolute tear this series. And I'm really excited now moving forward with London Royal Ravens because they set themselves up in points so early in the year that we were all worried that it just became a safety net here in the second half, but they are looking to capitalize and hopefully keep that top 4 seed.
In the way Zero was dogging Ultra, you can see Ultra trying to double team him on maps like Berlin, but that opened up opportunities for players like Nasty to really capitalize and show everybody what he really is in that lobby. Same with Afro and Gizmo as well. But the second series of the day was a must-win for the New York Subliners, a team that are trying their best to make it a champs. And Nameless, they went against LAG.
Yeah, and they cooked them in hardpoint, dude. Like, New York was on point today. And you could see the difference that is made when Crim has a really good performance in respawn. Like, he was top fragging both those hardpoints, making big, impactful plays, and they played great, man. This New York team that was under pressure, they were losing some clutch moments, but they're rolling now, and they need all these wins. I mean, like, realistically, even if they go 4-1, they still might not make it. They don't have a crazy run at the majors. So these guys, every single match is do or die for New York, and that's kind of what we saw today versus LAG.
And by the way, with this loss right here, LAG are slipping in the standings currently. As it stands today, they might be the only team that won a major event this year that might not make it a champs, but also the third game of the day, Minnesota Røkkr really turned up against OpTic Texas, and with those hard-fought, hard-point games, Ali, Minnesota did not let go of that lead.
Not at all. It was such a close series overall. Like, even the bow cage ending on time, like, OpTic not only brought it back, but made it so mixy there near the end. They were so close to closing it out. And then, obviously, the bow cage round 11. I mean, Havok just sprinting through tools, like, just to make that play. First of all, the fact that it was Standy that calls it because he trusted Havok. He trusted him to get a kill before going down. And then Havok trusting Standy to get a trade. Like, that is so typical out of the likes of the Minnesota Røkkr. Obviously, OpTic 3-0 in the Tuscan control. Now, that is more of what we expected from this squad, but now to go down 0-2 in Stage 4 qualifiers, heading into the major, it is not looking good if you're a Greenwell fan.
I mean, you just have Major 4 than champs. This is it.
Yeah, it's been a while since we've seen them lose back-to-back matches like that, man. And in that series, it's just a couple situations that got away from them. Like that round 11, couple of rotations on that Berlin, like they just don't seem the same. And this is potentially the OpTic team that we're going to see throughout the rest of the year. So they really need to figure it out and start bouncing back in these games.
It's funny that this team is like greatness personified. They lose to it. We're like, yeah, what's up with OpTic next? But it's a real thing, right? Let's take a look at the points to see how things have unfolded with all the matches that we had today. And also, LAG holding on to that 8th spot tight. Ali, they're holding on by 5 points.
Yo, these standings are getting super mixy. They were mixy before, but now there's a little bit of some wiggle room for some of these teams, but you can see now LA Thieves now in the 7th spot. LAG, though, 5 points behind. Minnesota Røkkr, 5 points behind them. So these are going to continue to toss and mix up as we go out our weekend. But wow, Vel, that bubble, it's getting scary.
This is scary. Take a look at that. London World Ravens at 160 in 4th place, and you got what? Minnesota Røkkr sitting at 120. Minnesota could kill it this stage, go to the event, have a great event, and just frog leap over so many people. But Nameless, man, today has been fun. We've been talking about points to bubble. We've seen upsets. I mean, how are you feeling about the end of the day so far?
I'm feeling good, man. It's been a fantastic day of Call of Duty games. That bubble is getting crazier. I mean, we see New York now at 90. Every team that needs a win, they've been getting their dubs. So I can't wait to see more of these bubble matches.
Ali, you've been killing it. I really love the segment you have with the Too Fast, Too Furious and everything. How do you feel about today now that we're closing things out?
I feel great. I think it is so stressful to think about, like, a lot of these teams are vouching for other teams and hoping other teams are winning or other teams are losing because of the bubble, right? It's like, all right, well, if we plan out how our stage 4 is going to go, we need this team to win and we need this team to win. Like, it's so exciting to see so many teams' chances to going to chance and fall onto each other.
All right, now, ladies and gentlemen, that's it for the stream right here. But you all know the deal for tomorrow. Same place, same time. Don't miss it. I can't wait. We're going to close out week 1 with a banger, okay? But kind of like that SpongeBob meme where Squidward's looking out the window and he sees everyone having fun outside. That's going to be your favorite team if they don't pick it up this stage and get those points to go to champs, baby. Things are getting tighter than ever, and the competition is absolutely rising to the top right now. Tomorrow, I can't wait to see the matches, but we'll see you guys tomorrow. I love you. Spread love. Just be safe. Have a good night. We'll catch you next time for some more CDL action.